Hi everyone, Corinne here, coming to you from outside today. So there may be some noises, some outside noises, but I was feeling super called and connected to spend time in this shift of weather. So here in Boise, Idaho, where I'm coming to you from, I think our high today is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and yesterday it was 98 or something. So big change. Kind of happening all over, I know, the United States anyway, Northern Hemisphere in general. There's that noise. So I'm going to invite you to drop into this experience with me and all that it brings, the sounds. And maybe you're outside as well. If you can be outside, I highly recommend it. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. So let's go ahead and drop in together, and we'll see where we go. So you can sit, you can lie down, just coming to a place that feels comfortable for you, feels comfortable for your body. You can let your eyes close and just take a moment to maybe settle your body, make some shifting movements if you need to. Sitting up nice and tall. If you can, put your feet on the ground or put your feet on the floor. And if you are sitting in a chair, sit forward so your back is away from the chair so you can sit nice and tall with the strength of your own spine. And if you're on the floor, same thing goes, or maybe you're sitting up against a wall for support. We'll just take a moment here. We'll take a few moments to just connect with the space you're in. So with your eyes closed if possible, or if not, that's okay too. Just take a moment to be still and be silent and listen. Just listen. Listen to the sounds that are around you and notice how quickly your mind decides to label the source of the sound. How quickly, if you hear a car, you say, "That's a car," to yourself. Or notice on the other side, if you're able to receive sound, but maybe not label what it is, just receive it in through your ears. It comes, it goes, it changes. You might be noticing sounds here in the space that I'm in as well, coming to you online. Perhaps you even start to let that sense of sound just move a little bit further and further away as you connect to your sense of hearing. Notice that very first sound that shows up as you begin to listen. And then as your sense of hearing shifts a little further out, maybe a little further than that, just going as far out with your sense of hearing as you can. No judgments of the sounds. No response as to if they're good or they're bad. They just are. So I'll hold space here for a moment or two for you just to listen beyond the sound of my voice to what you hear in your space. Now we'll drop our attention, drop our awareness to the way that we feel in our body. So start by feeling the external environment on your body. Air, temperature, And as you pause in this place of feeling, you may still notice that your attention is pulled back to sound or another one of your senses. But in this place of feeling, beyond the obvious sensations, temperature, the feeling of the air on your skin, the texture of your clothing against your skin, perhaps you notice a deeper feeling, something a little more subtle, that if you were moving about or doing something, acting in this moment, you might not feel. It might feel like a soft, subtle tingling, maybe a gentle pulsing or streaming. And just feeling into it for another moment or two. And again, as you notice these feelings, whether they're the obvious external or the subtle internal, notice any desire or any response or reaction to label the feeling, to label what is causing the feeling, where it's coming from. And now, very gently, like you are holding the hand of a young child and guiding them somewhere, take your attention and guide it into your mind. Guide it into your thoughts. You're gently holding the door open for yourself to enter into your mind. And perhaps even if you'd like, you could bring your closed eye attention to the space right behind your forehead. Or if your eyes are open, maybe find a fixed point that you can focus on that's soft with your eyes, the drishti. And observe. In the same way that you observed how you were feeling in your body. In the same way that you listened to sound through your ears. Begin to observe your thoughts. Maybe it feels like listening. Maybe it feels like watching. The thought for me here that I'll share with you is Being a moment of sound technology. Looks like we're good now. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, so great opportunity now to get to drop back in to where we were. So sometimes I find that going to my mind, to my thoughts, can be really a quick transition. Other times it can take a minute to get there. So perhaps you drop back into your sense of hearing now that we have sound. And then maybe back into feeling the air, the temperature, your body, texture. And then again, as we enter the mind, doing so lovingly, there's a common misconception in teachings on meditation and other practices, mindfulness practices, that you're supposed to get rid of your thoughts. That your thoughts are bad and that they're not good and they're negative. Having thoughts means that you're not meditating. But we live in a world where there's much going on, where we have many interactions on a daily basis, many relationships. And everything that we experience has an energetic signature for us, like a timestamp of energy. And oftentimes that signature forms a thought in our mind. There's nothing wrong and there's nothing bad about those thoughts. We're supposed to have thoughts. The tricky part comes when we begin to judge those thoughts. We get a stamp in our mind, a thought. And then somewhere along the way, we form a reaction or a response or a judgment, much like we were doing with our response to sound, to feeling, labeling the sound, judging the sound, the feeling this feels good or this feels bad. So as we enter the realm of our thoughts, and do so with care, and do so with passion, and observe and witness with an open heart any thoughts, any judgments, any reactions, any responses that may arise. And perhaps you view your thoughts like watching a movie. They come across the screen behind your forehead. Or perhaps it's more like those little thought or dialogue bubbles in a cartoon, just kind of popping up all over. And notice too, when you're in this realm of thought, when your attention decides to jump elsewhere, perhaps back to sound or feeling, smell, taste, labels, judgments, expectations. I'll hold just a couple of moments of silence here for you to explore your own realm of thoughts. And as we prepare to move from this realm into another of our experience, I invite you to thank your mind, to thank your thoughts. And again, as though you are guiding that child once more by the hands, we'll guide our attention to our heart. Perhaps you want to take a breath specifically into your chest. You might even hold it for a moment or two. Exhaling. And maybe you breathe into your heart, your chest. As you hold the breath, perhaps you see if you can expand more, bring in more breath into your heart, into your chest. Notice how that feels. And I invite you to feel the feeling of those breaths into your heart and those breaths into your chest, rather than label the feeling. Again, that feeling of good or bad, or this or that, judgment. Breathing into your heart, into your chest, and just holding that feeling and noticing, observing, witnessing, and experiencing all at the same time. And as you perhaps continue this heart breath, or perhaps you let your breath return to normal and just keep your attention on your heart. Observe here in this place the difference between your other senses, the difference between your thoughts and your heart, your thoughts and your feelings, emotions. What does that subtle energy feel like in this space? Does it feel easy? Can you feel the sensation of your heart and chest? Do you know that it's there? Does it feel empty, blank? Does it feel sticky or congested? What's the physical feeling with this attention on your heart? Holding just another moment of silence here for you to explore the realm and landscape of the heart. The physical heart, the beating heart. The emotional heart, the feeling heart, the energetic heart. And then slowly, gently, kindly, compassionately, and easily choose one of your senses, sound or touch, maybe feeling, to focus on again. Hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting. And notice, observe, were there any messages, any lessons that came through any of those places today, either from the landscape of your mind and thoughts, or from your heart and emotions and feelings? And if not any obvious messages or lessons, perhaps just observe if there were any judgments, any responses, if there were any reactions, any processing. We love that word, processing. Need time to process. The heart doesn't process, only the mind processes. And rather than allow yourself to fall into that cycle of judging the judgments or processing the processing, take a moment to say to whatever your experience is right now, I welcome you. Even if it's hard or painful or annoying, frustrating, say to the experience, I welcome you with all that I am. And if it's joyful, peaceful, grounding, or connecting, again, offering that to yourself, I welcome you with all that I am. I welcome you with all that I am. You can even change it. I welcome me with all that I am. I welcome this with all that I am. I welcome life with all that I am. I welcome my experience with all that I am. I welcome love with all that I am. I welcome love with all that I am. I welcome love with all that I am. As it feels good for you, you could perhaps take a deeper breath into your heart, into your belly, into your body. And may you move freely with all that you are into the rest of your day or evening. Thank you. Namaste.